Hello everybody, a very warm welcome from Pubergao Krida Shikha Pratishthan Ground 1. You are watching Bosundhara Sports City Last Man Stands Dhaka League, powered by Ace. And this is the first game of the day. That was short and wide, rightly called by the umpire Mushfiq Nital. The first encounter is between Golden Boys and Scooty. This could be the first wicket. It is caught and bowled straight back to the bowler, and that's the first blood. Sporty lose there first.
हाँ गोल्डन बॉल्स হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ প্রিমিয়ার একটা আছে হ্যাঁ
Hello everyone, a very warm welcome from Pubergao Krida Shikha Pratishthan Ground 1. You are watching Vasundhara Sports City Last Man Stands Dhaka League, powered by Ace and sponsored by T Sports. That's nicely played through the gap, will just be a single. The first game of the day is between Sporty and FRAULEN Golden Boys. Sporty captain has won the flip of the coin and decided to bat first. It's 90 on the board in loss of 5 wickets. Shori Falum into his third over. On the channel, the batter just defends it and rotates the strike. Since Sporty lost so many wickets, they need to milk the runs as much as possible. It's not an uphill task in last man stands cricket to push the ball with soft hands and pick up those singles and doubles. Flighted. There was turn as well. The keeper looks to be interested, but the umpire denies. It was a lovely delivery, a juicy flighted delivery. The batter was completely baffled. The keeper broke the stumps and he was very enthusiastic about that stumping. However, the umpire denied. This one kept a little low. A single to complete the 14th over. It's 92 for 5. The projected score shows 138 if they go in this very pace. Spraying down the leg. And that's gonna be a boundary in my opinion. No, 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 no. The ball slowed down eventually and the fielder did really good job. Had to cover a good amount of ground and then he stopped the ball with his leg. Mohammad Mahbub Hussain is batting on 33 from 30, and his partner Munir Hussain scored run a ball 2 from 2. It's Mahbub who needs to take the responsibility of playing till the very end, since they lost. It's 94 for 5, Sporty. Shubho Chaudhary was stingy, that can be said. Shuffles across, swings it into the onside, straight to the fielder for a single. Monir Hussain moves to 5 from 5 deliveries, and he's getting run a ball from the get-go. And he's doing the right thing, I must say, because he's keeping HM Foy's Morshid at the striking end as much as possible. The set batter scored 37 from 29. A vastly experienced campaigner, HM Foy's Morshid has been playing for Sporty for a long time, right from the inception of last man stands cricket in Bangladesh. And he knows how to tackle these debacles. Was looking for a paddle sweep, but that one straight down the leg. Mushfiq Nital had to stretch his arms for calling it as a wide. The extras have been a problem for FRAULEN Golden Boys. They have bowled nicely once again, down the leg, easy pickings for someone like HM Foy's Morshid. He'll pick up a boundary and moves to 42, I beg your pardon. Huge applauses from the dugout, and Sporty reaches 100 with this very boundary. HM Foy's Morshid is inching closer to his 50, and there is a rule in last man stands cricket that if a batter scores a 50, then he has to take the mandatory retirement. So it'll be interesting to see what Sporty does if Foy's Morshid scores a 50 and has to retire. Well bowled. Crammed him for some space. And there was a quicker delivery as well. We'll talk about that later on. After 15, it's 100 for 5. We are into the business end of this innings as Ontu Walid comes back into the attack. Considered 19 runs from his first two was a tad bit expensive compared to the other bowlers, but he's someone who can bowl really well in the death overs. A tall fast bowler can generate some serious pace as well. Scoops it, gets it at the middle of the plate and gets a boundary, does HM Fawaz Morshid. The first run from this Ontu Walid over came through a boundary and Fawaz Morshid moves to 46 from 34. Well, that was a vacant zone because the fielder was at square leg, so no man and deep fine leg. Hence, he could play that shot easily and earn a boundary. Once again, just flicks it off the pads. Just for a single though. But it's a good start to this over for Sporty. 5 runs already from the first 3. Shuffles across, swings it big, swings it hard. That's gone many a miles. All the way for a maximum. First sign of aggression from the bat of Monir Hossain. And he deposits it way back for a 6. "11 runs already from this Ontu Walid over. He remains expensive once again. Lovely. Oh yes. One bounce into the fence. 15 from the 16th over. Sporty are 116 for 5. So the left arm spinner, MD Sharif Alam, comes back into the attack. Has bowled exceedingly well. 16 for 1 from his first 3. And has a very interesting action as well. Seems like a wrong-footed bowler. Look at his action. A wicket delivery outside edge, but there is a fielder. Now it will be interesting to see what does Monir Hossain do. Will he keep charging the bowlers or pick up a single for HM Fawaz Morshid? Shuffles across and once again looks to go big, but gets beaten by the flight and turn. Very much similar approach, what he did in the last over. Shuffled across outside off and then played those shots. Once again he charges down the pitch, looks to hit hard but finds the fielder once again. Decent start for Sharif Alam. Only a couple of runs conceded from the first 3. Takes the pace off, but nicely swept by Fawaz Morshid. Finds Musabbik San at deep backward square leg. So he's one shy of his 50, HM Fawaz Morshid. And he will be retiring if he takes one more run, as per the rule of last man stands cricket. Flighted, and that's been dispatched. That's the biggest of the day. Yes, that's gone for 6. And this 6 spoils the over thoroughly. 9 runs from this story column over. Sporty are 125 for 5. And there will be a change in the comm box. For the first time ever in Last Man Stands Bangladesh, you will be hearing the voice of Ahmed bin Parvez.
Thank you very much, Alif Tasnim, and a warm welcome to everyone who's watching. Of course, has been a steady start from Sporty, and at the moment, with 3 overs remaining, they look good for a good total over here. Grunt from the bowler onto Walid into his final over. Conceding singles won't be a problem, but that is a milestone single. That gives him his 50. HM Faiz Morshed came in when the team was in trouble. An important knock from him as he walks back with his head held high. Of course, the appreciation by his teammates and the batter who's coming in. Kader Riyad is the new batter. A good knock. Scored his 50, took his team to a decent total at the moment, a platform that they can work on the final few overs. It's quite full. And he set his field according to that onto Walid. If you tend to bowl full, you have to keep your fielders at long on, at mid-wicket. Those are the regions that the batters would go and target. So it's a left-hand, right-hand batting combination. Kader Riyad, the new man in. Softly guides that, but there is a fielder station. He will get off the mark. So far has been a neat over from onto Walid. Hasn't conceded a boundary yet. The batters will be pondering. They will be eyeing those areas. Monir Hussain suddenly broke his shackles. 24 of 12. He'll look on to the onside boundary. Shuffles across. Well bowled. Follow the batter. Bowling in the good areas right at the death. As Alif Tasnim mentioned a few overs ago, onto Walid is an expert at bowling at the death, showing his skills. He won't mind the single. One of the batters shaking his right hand. He's got the jitters there, Monir Hussain. But what an over it has been so far. An excellent over from onto Walid. The end of 18, it's 130 for 5. Spin for the 19th over. Softly guided. There is a fielder, quite straightish, right behind the keeper. Made easy work of that. But the single taken nonetheless. They will be eyeing on target. They'll be looking to at least go beyond 150 if possible. A lot will depend on Monir Hussain, who's back on strike, the senior batter in this partnership. That's a full toss. Wasn't able to take full toll of it. A good strong throw back, but the batter scamper for the second. A close shave for the bowler, Shubho Chaudhary there. That wasn't the best of the deliveries, but I think it was so out of sorts that the batter did not expect it. Showed his intent. That was edged, but there is a fielder station. So the bowler bowling to his field. As an off spinner with the field set up, he wouldn't want to bowl within the stumps with the ball turning in. So it's good to see that he's following his fielders, bowling it outside off. There's a slight change in the field for the left-handed batter. Deep third, comes back. Oh. Was it stumped? Yes. The celebration is on. And another wicket bites the dust. Kader Riyad has to depart. Just the 3 runs to his name. But he had to go for it. The death overs are in place. So the batters would chance their arms almost every possible time. And in comes the last batter. The one who scored a 50, Faiz Morshed, is back. Which begs the question, was that attempt intentional? A few more deliveries to go, a few more lusty blows maybe could get them past the 150 mark that we were speaking about. And in comes Faiz Morshed, 50 of 38. It is winter. There is a bit of haze. It's still pretty much comfortable, the weather here for cricket. Here at the Puberga Kriya Shikha Pratishthan, ground number 1. The first of the 3 matches in this match day. Shubho Chaudhary, can he trick Faiz Morshed? That is the question. He will find this angle suitable if he wants to. He can either leg side, oh, he goes straight. Catch it is the call. There is a fielder at long on, and he drops it. He was coming in gingerly. Did not look like the most confident man as he saw the ball coming towards him, but in the end, that is a mishap. That is a missed opportunity for Golden Boys. A golden opportunity that they could not grab hold on to. And that's another over done. A very good over in the context. 134 for 6 after 19. The final over, a big grunt, beats the bat. Good start to the over by Shumon Ali. Picked up 3 wickets. Did very well initially to kick things off. And now given the responsibility of taking on the final over of this innings. The shuffle isn't working for the batter. Oh, they're going for the single. That was sloppy from the keeper. Went for a run out that wasn't on, and the deflection helps the batters. A change of strike could be vital over here. In comes Faiz Morshed, back on strike. A 50 to his name. Shumon Ali has a challenge on his hand. Well bowled. Oh, not so well bowled. 2 wide outside off, and the umpire calls it a wide. So he has to go Rebowl. Coming in from wide of the crease. Almost takes the bowler's head there. Gets a single. Not the result Faiz Morshid wanted probably. Just a few more deliveries left. 3 deliveries left in this innings. 137 for 6. 150 looks a bit distant, but at the moment it would be important for Munir Hussain to at least put bat to ball. I'm pretty much sure he'd want to go farther than that. Much more than that. Steps out. There is an edge, but the edge will count. 4 more runs added. Slightly unlucky there, the bowler. A moral victory won't do at the moment because the runs are coming. That was a genuine edge, but he slashed hard. 2 more balls to go. 141 for 6. Could they get to 150? There is a fielder at deep cover. At long off, at long on. The deep third goes wide almost at a backward point, deep backward point position. Again, shuffles across. The keeper comes in and takes the bails off. Going for a double wicket over there, or there was just something that, the keeper thought of as an afterthought. But as both the batters walk back, Sporty are all out for 141. ওটা লাস্ট বল ছিল, দেখাচ্ছিল 2 বল একটু আগে, এখন হঠাৎ বিষয়। Beg your pardon, they were not all out, of course. They played out their 20 overs, 141 for 7. That is Sporty's score. Would that be challenging enough? That is the big question here. 7 to the over on the run chase for Golden Boys. They had their fair share of ups and downs, but in the end, they should be fairly happy with their bowling effort as well. Faiz Morshid not out on 52. Top scorer for the side. His innings was the anchor that took Sporty towards 141 for 7. Time for a short break and we'll be back with the run chase.
Welcome back everyone with the run chase. The first of the three games of Boshundhara Sports City Last Man Stands Dhaka League powered by Ace. FRAULEN Golden Boys are chasing 142. It's Shubho Chaudhary and Sharif Alam. And it's Mohammad Shohid, the former national cricketer, is starting the proceedings. Was a regular face of Bangladesh national test squad back in 2015. That'll be the first runs. Shubho Chaudhary gets off the mark by steering this delivery towards deep third. Speaking of Mohammad Shohid, he used to be a very hard-working fast bowler. The former Bangladesh head coach Chandika Hathur Singh used to praise his hard work very often. Shubho Chaudhary was looking for a big hike, but missed it. The umpire called it a wide. Slightly harsh on the bowler, as it was marginal, but you have to respect the call of the umpire. But it's good to see that former national cricketers are also playing in amateur leagues, and this used to be the regular scene back in 2014 or 2015 when LMS began. Outside edge, but it's away from the fielder at deep third. First boundary for Sharif Alam, but it's a streaky one. This is turning out to be an expensive over from Mohammad Shohid. Already 2 wides, which means 4 runs, and now it's a boundary and a single has also been picked up. So 9 runs already from the first 3. He needs to bowl in the tight lines. Good comeback, took the pace off deliberately, a slower delivery. Sharif Alam was intending to go for a big swing, but eventually changed his decision. So 10 run from the first 4. A good start for FRAULEN Golden Boys, and they can wide number 3, 3 runs will be added to the cards. 13 from the first. FRAULEN Golden Boys, they're off to a very good start. So it's going to be a combination of pace and spin. It's going to be Kader Riyad with the 75 on his back. You can see it's a single in the very first ball he delivers. Sharif Alam looks really confident from the get-go. It's really important for the openers to set the tone for the side. Since they're chasing 142, it's not a very low total. They have to have a solid foundation for chasing that. That's cut in the gap. A fielder will collect it. It's good to see that they're respecting the good deliveries, just picking up those singles and keeping the scoreboard ticking as much as possible. Shubho and Sharif, they know opportunities will come. Since it's amateur cricket, the players will make mistakes. That was very close to stump and pads as well. He was looking to dab it towards deep third. Couldn't find the adequate contact, but enough for a single. Slightly dragged the length back. 4 singles on the trot from this Kader Riyad over. Certainly better one compared to Shohid. And most importantly, he hasn't bowled any wide or no extras. Short. Another singles, the 5 singles from this Kader Riyad over. After 2, it's 18 for none. So there is a change in bowling. After an expensive over, Mohammad Shohid has been removed from the attack. And it's Monir Hossain who has a very good start. That was a toe crusher. The start couldn't be better. He had a very good outing with the bat in hand as well. Played some lusty blows. And starts off really well with the ball in hand. He should be at the peak of his confidence right now. That's well connected in the gap as well. They should at least get a couple. The fielder does well but can't prevent the second run. So it's good cricket all around. Good running and good fielding as well. In last man stands for the first 4 overs, there will be a bowling power play. And as per the rule, the bowling side can keep 4 fielders in a particular side, but once again a very good shot, but this time the dive has been beaten. The fielder tried his best, but the ball went through his hands for a boundary. Sharif Alam just using the pace of Monir Hossain, dragging it from outside the off stump and playing it into the gap at that cow corner. There's a big gap at mid wicket as well, from square leg to mid wicket. There is an option for pulling for the batter. So if Monir bowls short, that will be a suicidal decision for him. Clipped off the pads for a single only. But thus far, the wicket looks really conducive for the batters. The carry is good. The bowlers can also do well if they bowl at the right areas. A single to complete the 3rd over. After 3, it's 26 for none. And this is how the scorecard looks like. So Kader Riyad continues. Number 75 on his pack. One of the most popular numbers in last man stands, of course, due to someone who is special to Bangladesh cricket. A quick single in the meantime could be dangerous. Directed would have been very, very interesting. The batter had to dive with his everything in order to save his wicket. And no damage done on this occasion. Last man stands, it's the biggest platform for the amateur cricketers throughout the globe. It commenced back in 2005 in England, and now LMS is played over 20 countries. last year. The Last Man Stands World Cup has taken place at Nairobi, Kenya. And we can proudly say that the Last Man Stands Bangladesh team has won that World Cup convincingly by beating England at the grand final. They lifted the trophy. Was playing for the turn, but the ball didn't turn much. Kadir Riyad has been very disciplined from the very beginning. He's trying to hit the optimal areas, and it's seeming very difficult for the batters to deal with this guy's slighted deliveries and the ones which seem to be turning but doesn't turn much in the end. Was looking for a big swing. The keeper broke the stumps as well. In fact, dislodged the bails. There was an appeal as well, but no response from the umpire. So that completes the fourth over. 29 for none, FRAULEN Golden Boys. Mohammad Shohid comes back into the attack. He was removed from the attack after the first over, which went a little expensive. He'd love to make a strong comeback and uses all the experience. Once again, straying down the leg, and this has been a real problem for him. He bowled 3 wides in the first over he bowled, and now he starts the second over with a wide down the leg side. So this was the first wide. If he bowls one more, then that'll be counted as a legal delivery, and 3 runs will be penalized as per the rule of LMS. That's a better delivery. Slightly outside off. The batters pick up a single. As I already mentioned that he has got the experience of playing international cricket, was a member of the Bangladesh Test squad, and could bowl in the long spells. He had that natural skill, and he was more successful with SG balls rather than the Kokabura ones. Oh, bowled him! And this guy's slower delivery, the batter didn't even understand where the ball will go. It would be helpful for the commentators if we had the luxury of replay. Was there an off cutter or not? But it seemed to be an off cutter from Mohammad Shohid. But he draws the first blood and removes Shakil from the equation. After 4.2, it's 31 for 1. Well, not a good start for Mohammad Shohid, but he's done what he wanted to do. drew the first blood, and that has brought Sajjad Khan's son, the skipper of FRAULEN Golden Boys, into the middle. Just fixing the fielders at the right position, Mohammad Shohid is bringing the deep backward square leg slightly in front. That's the line, that's the channel he should be eyeing for. Not too outside the off stump, not down the leg side, just stump to stump bowling. That's what he should be doing, and he succeeded also by bowling at the stump corridor. That's firmly driven through the covers. An easy peasy shot for Shubho Chaudhary. From the get-go, he looked to be in a really good touch. And that shot gives a very strong statement that he is absolutely in a real good touch. A single to complete the fifth over. An eventful one, a wicket and a boundary as well after 5. It's 37 for 1. And there will be a change of voice. You will be hearing the voice of Ahmed bin Parvez for the next 5 overs.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was Alif Tasnim who carried you throughout the first 5 overs of the FRAULEN Golden Boys run chase. The target is 142. Started off with a 13-run over, but from then on, Sporty have pulled things back in a good way. Another number that is pretty popular nowadays in Bangladesh cricket, number 90, is the jersey that the bowler is wearing at the moment. Of course, the highest ever wicket taker in T20Is for Bangladesh, Mustafizur Rahman, he also wears the same number. In comes Jihad for the first ball, goes for the block hole straight away. He is a tall bowler. Looks like he has some strong shoulders on him as well. This is his first over in this match. He'll certainly have a role to play. Not a lot of back lift there from the batter. From the get-go, looks like Sajjad Khan's son wants to rotate strike. He's just trying to put bat to ball. Important not to concede a lot of dot deliveries here, since there's so many options to score singles at least. Wrapped in the pads. Very, very vociferous appeal from Jihad Al Mahin. The umpire unmoved. Started with a lot of spark, but that spark has fizzed out with time. Again, soft touch. The intention's clear, and even the fielders notice it. They understand Sajjad Khan's son is hell-bent on rotating strike, giving it back to Shubho Chaudhary, who looked in good touch so far, 18 of 14. Has been a very quiet over. Want to end it nicely here, Jihad Al Mahin. Just a couple of runs. Again, on spot. Very well bowled. Just a single, a 3-run over. A good one for Sporty. After 6, FRAULEN Golden Boys are 40 for 1. And that is the bowling card. Squared him up. Sporty look to have a good collection of fast bowlers. We're seeing quite a few variations of that. Monir Hussain, the right-handed fast bowler. We've seen Mohammad Shohid, the former Bangladesh national team player. We've seen a Mustafizur replica as well in the previous over. Slightly full onto the stumps. Called for the second, but doesn't look like the batters have the appetite to go for the next one. Quite a few deliveries went by, and we're still looking for a boundary here from the FRAULEN Golden Boys batters. Shubho Chaudhary, is it time for him to explode? Another decent delivery. Sometimes in this sort of context, the batters look to target a certain bowler, maybe look at the bowling options and try to find out who's having an off day, who's the bowler that they can charge. But so far, barring that expensive Mohammad Shohid over, looks like Sporty have their bowling attacks sorted out. Every other bowler on show has done well so far. In comes Monir. Another soft touch. Gingerly walks through for another single. The intention is to have wickets in hand, probably. And of course, respect the good deliveries. And on the flip side, you cannot leave too much for the end. Has to be a plan of when the acceleration needs to come about. Flicked away, that was down the leg. Thankfully for the bowler, there was a fielder, but he gives up in the end. It was too far out of his reach. So a good over spoiled by that boundary. After 7, it's 48 for 1. Jihad Al-Mahin is back. Had a wonderful first over. Consistently kept on bowling within the stumps at length or full of length. Does Sun have another gear in him? So far, restrains himself, goes for that single once again. There was an opportunity, it was a way outside off. A full-fledged drive through the covers might have yielded better results, but at the moment, looks like both batters have things under control. 49 for 1, one short of 50. Down the leg, half stopped by the keeper, lucky for the bowler. An attempted direct hit at the striker's end, but the batter scamper for that leg by. As a bowler, you cannot bowl down the leg if you don't have protection at deep fine. All the batters have to do is to have any sort of connection with the ball, and that's an easy boundary. Another single. The kind of total that Sporty have on the board, 141. Looking at the way that FRAULEN Golden Boys are playing, they're already on 51 for 1. We're into the 8th over. If they can get a run-a-ball equation, there is an opportunity. That was high in the air. An absolute miss hit from the batter. A leading edge that almost reached the fielder at deep cover. Went for that risky shot. Shubho Chaudhary, I think he feels he's had enough. 26 from 20 in the non-striker's end. That's rolling over beyond the reach of the fielder. Another boundary. That is exactly where Jihad Al-Mahin wouldn't want to bowl. Down the leg once again, frustrated with himself. Another over, a good one for FRAULEN Golden Boys. It's 56 for 1. A change in bowling. Faiz Morshid coming in for the first time. He's wearing those Graham Swan specs. The first ball was quite friendly. Batters run for the second. Also gives you an idea about the pace of the outfield. If it's not timed very well, the ball struggles to reach the boundary. That's what we've seen so far. Faiz Morshid played a good hand with the bat. What can he do with the ball? That is the question. Oh, a big appeal. Another attempt at a direct hit. Everything happening over here. That was full and straight. The batter tried to play it across the line, but in the end, missed it altogether. Lucky that the ball didn't come crushing onto the stumps. Waited for it. There is a fielder though. Of course, the option is there for the batters to go for those expansive shots. We haven't seen a lot of shots being played straight down the ground. There were quite a few full deliveries, but the batters just went on with the safe route, getting those singles. So far, the run rate is under control, 59 for 1. We're into the 9th over. Flighted. That has worked for the spinners so far. The keeper, proactive, a direct hit. Keeper is excited. And the umpire raises his finger as well. So, a fall of wicket. And the entire credit has to be given to the wicketkeeper. His enthusiasm and the way he believed that he could inflict a run out has worked. And Sporty, they're being a good sport here. They got another wicket, threw a run out, and Sun is the one dejected walking back. It's 59 for 2, FRAULEN Golden Boys. Abdul Ghaffar is the new batter. Two wickets down. The captain, Sun, was the last to depart. Brilliant throw from the wicketkeeper to inflict that run out. Driven off the back foot with force and a good fielding effort. Tumbles over, keeps the ball within the boundary ropes and restricts the batter to just a single. Has been an eventful over. At the end of it, it's 60 for 2 after 9. Qadir Riyad into his third over. That's it straight. Is there an opportunity for a boundary? Yes, there is. Well struck. Very well struck. Shubho Chaudhary is the man. Picks out the right areas there. Not easy to hit Qadir Riyad, as we've seen. He tries to bowl quick. And the ball turns sometimes, other times it doesn't. So there is a certain mystery about the bowler. Shubho went the safe route, just over his head. Off the back foot this time. Qadir Riyad goes back to bowling very quick. It's not giving any sort of flight and keeping it a tad short as well, to keep the ball out of the hitting range of the batters. This time nicely guided, using the pace of the ball, but there is a fielder. Just a single. Risk evaded. And at the moment, with wickets in hand, looks like FRAULEN Golden Boys are well into the run chase. 66 for 2, a target of 142. If they're anywhere around 70. Oh, that's gone. Straight away. It just took the umpire a fraction of a second to make his decision. It was that plump. That was a fuller delivery and the batter absolutely missed the line. And once you miss, the bowler hits, and that's exactly what happened. And the batter, who was showing some promise, Shubho, he has to depart. He's played his hand, but FRAULEN Golden Boys have lost a wicket just at the wrong time. Approaching the halfway mark into the run chase, they were looking comfortable, the run rate under control. But right at that moment, in comes Qadir Riyad. Initially was very miserly, and now he started to pick up wickets as well. Sanju John, a pretty heroic name, comes in, a left-handed batter for the first time. We see a left-handed batter in the FRAULEN Golden Boys batting order. What can he contribute with? He might find the left-arm spinner's angle favorable. If he likes to play through the leg side, he can use the turn, play with the turn and still stay safe. But Qadir Riyad is a clever bowler. We've seen glimpses of that already. Under edge, slightly lucky. No one's there. The keeper putting in a valiant effort, challenging the outfield, and yes, I think he should be rewarded for it. A reward for the efforts and a pretty ordinary bit of running from the batters as well. What an over. A fall of wicket, quite a few runs at the halfway mark after 10. FRAULEN Golden Boys are 68 for 3, and it's time for change in voices. Alif Tasnim will be joining you soon.
Thank you so much, Ahmed bin Parvez. It's 69 for 3 after 10.1. Abdul Ghaffar and Sanju John are out there in the middle. Well bowled. HM Foyce Morshed is everywhere in this game. Had a 50 with the bat in hand, had bowled a very good first over, and now into his second, and he knows it's his day perhaps. So he needs to utilize himself as much as possible and contribute for the sake of the team. Once again, Fuller keeping things really tight for the batter so that they can't really free their arms and play big shots. "71 runs to catch from the last 47 deliveries for FRAULEN Golden Boys. That's a big heave into the onside, and that has wings on it to fly all the way for 6. That's a massive strike from Sanju John, and that was his first boundary, which was a 6. This is the first time HM Foyce Morshed has been struck for a boundary, and he will be under the pump after this. Tries to go again, wrapped on the pads, but perhaps there was an inside edge. The umpire said so. After 11, it's 77 for 3. That's gone straight down the ground, over the side screen for a huge 6. Abdul Ghaffar has decided to take on, and Jihad Al Mahin has been struck straight down the ground for an over boundary. What a start to this over. Well, the ball has been lost perhaps. The umpires have to look for another one, but that was a clean strike straight down the ground. He went through the shot. It was there to be hit, and Abdul Ghaffar obliged. Such a positive start to this over, and Jihad Al Mahin will be under the pump after being hit for a 6. Takes the pace off. That's gone straight up. Fielder trying to get underneath, but that one lands safely at the no man's land. Well, we've got some inputs from the production that it's a curtailed over game. 16 overs will be played. Wrapped on the pads, they're appealing. No response. And in the meantime, the batters steal a single. So 16 overs will be in play. And FRAULEN Golden Boys, they'll have to score 57 runs more. The 12th over is in progress, so they will have to hurry to get those runs. Slightly upish in the gap, two men are converging. Oops, 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 not good fielding. He could have done better, but he has leaked some runs. A fortunate boundary for Abdul Ghaffar. He's having a good time in this over. Firstly a 6, now a boundary. 12 runs already from the first 4. Jihad Al-Mahin was already under the pump, and now that pressure has enhanced. He swings it, leg side, there's a fielder, but will land short. A single to complete the 12th over, it's 90 for 3. HM Voice Murshid comes back, the most successful player of this match so far. Had a great outing with the bat in hand, bowled really well this far, although conceded a boundary in the last over, but this can of course happen. He's someone who is deceptive as a spinner. Doesn't have sheer pace as a spinner to intimidate the batter, however, his flights are difficult to pick for a batter to play big shots. Sanju John hit a 6 against Fayaz Murshid. He goes again. There's a fielder. And straight down the throat. And they're looking for a double play. Although he doesn't get it. However, it's a wicket. Sanju John has to walk back to the pavilion. Not a very good outing. 9 runs from 6 deliveries, and FRAULEN Golden Boys lose their 4th. It's 91 for 4. The fall of Sanju John brings Untu Walid in the middle. A very handy all-rounder, right-arm fast bowler, can hit some big shots as well. And his team will be expecting a lot of fireworks as they need a lot of runs to win this game. Edged away the first delivery in the gap as well. The fielder is chasing. It will be a test. But the teaser goes in favor of Untu Walid as he gets off the mark by hitting a boundary. A fortunate one. However, runs matter. In this point in time of the game, they need runs at any cost. Doesn't really matter how they're coming. Only 2.2 overs remaining and still 47 runs to score. It's going to be a daunting task for FRAULEN Golden Boys. Inside edge. It's running towards the boundary and it will be a boundary. Back-to-back boundaries for Untu Walid. And the Golden Boys dugout, they're really confident about winning this match from this point. 43 runs to get from 2.1 overs. This is quite possible in Ilmes, as you can find gaps, you can hit boundaries. That was wide, a wayward delivery. The first one from this over, hence Faiz Murshid has to rebuild it. 11 runs already from this Faiz Murshid over. That's swept. Another boundary for Untu Walid. Third one from this Faiz Murshid over. spoils the entire spell of this guy. As FRAULEN Golden Boys, they have 100 runs on the board. It's 104 for 4, in fact, after 13. And they have to score 38 runs from the last 3 overs to win. "15 balls remaining. Don't be misguided seeing the scoreboard. It's not showing the real stat. 15 balls remaining, 38 runs to get, in fact. That's nicely guided towards deep third once again. Abdul Ghaffar did the right thing. Gave the strike back to Ontu Walid, who can hit some lusty blows. And FRAULEN Golden Boys are in the dire need of boundaries. 37 runs more to get from 14 deliveries. Without boundaries, it's not possible to even get closer to this total. Edged away. Not the most convincing looking shot. Yet he gets a single. Abdul Ghaffar has also played some good shots, so he needs to believe himself and try to middle the deliveries. Certainly he needs to go lofted. Slightly slower from Qadir Riyad. A pace of delivery. Thus the batter didn't show the interest to go for a big heave. This could be deadly for him as well. Comes down the pitch, hits it straight, down the ground, all the way into the side screen for 6. What a shot from Ontu Walid. He's on a mission and he is doing everything right from the get-go. "29 runs to get. Can he hit another one? Can he? Oh, that was close to Stamps. Whiskers away. Very, very close. Has it been given a wide? No. It's a fair delivery. They're asking the question why it's not given a wide. But that's the end of the over number 14. 113 for 4. FRAULEN Golden Boys. Ten deliveries, 29 runs, 2 batters who are already set. It's Mohammad Shohid, the experienced campaigner. He's been driven down the ground. There should be at least a couple, but no. They don't have that appetite of picking up a couple. Rather, Abdul Ghaffar is satisfied to keep Ontu Walid at the striking end, the most dangerous batter of the FRAULEN Golden Boys side in this innings. Can he go big against Shohid? Comes down the pitch, misses it thoroughly. Was there an edge? Yes, there was. My words, that's a wicket. Shohid strikes once again and gets his second wicket and removes the most dangerous batter from the equation. It's Ontu Walid who needs to walk back, and that's a priceless wicket for Sporty. Boy, oh boy, this can be a match-winning wicket from Mohammad Shohid. The most experienced campaigner delivers when his team needed the most. The 5th wicket falls down. 114 for 5, and the new batter Shuman Ali comes in. Mohammad Shohid is just getting his fielders at the right position. I beg your pardon, it's Shoaib Shahariar, in fact, not Shuman Ali. That's gone straight up. The keeper is in contention. He should take the running catch. He misses it. But that won't really bother. There can be a run out. Shohid has to break the stumps. He does break it. And the finger is raised from Mushfiq Nitol. Another wicket, back-to-back wickets in back-to-back deliveries. And this game is turning the match in favor of Sporty. Shoaib Shahriar is walking back after being run out. He should be frustrated with himself. But the Sporty fielders, they'll be elated as they have a very strong grip of a match which was slipping away from their hands. 114 for 6. That swung away leg side. There is a fielder. This could be the wicket number 3. Fielder running. Fielder takes the catch. What a good catch. My goodness, that's a screamer. And there is a possibility of double play as well. Is that a double play? I don't think so. Oh yes, there is a double play. My goodness. 2 wickets. 2 wickets in the same delivery. And FRAULEN Golden Boys, they are bundled out for 114. My words. This could be the over where everything could turn in favor of FRAULEN Golden Boys. But no, Sporty wrapped up things in some style. Courtesy to Mohammad Shohid when he picked up the wicket of Ontu Walid. Everything came in favor of Sporty. And then the batters did the blunders. And eventually, it's a victory for Sporty by 27 runs. But it was certainly a cliffhanger. There was turns, there were turns, there was twists as well. And this nail-biting encounter goes in favor of Sporty as they clinched the victory by 27 runs. Congratulations to them and commiserations to FRAULEN Golden Boys. They fought really hard, especially Ontu Walid. He tried his heart out to bring the match in favor of his side. But in the end, all went in vain. Shake of hands, and that concludes the broadcast of the first game of the day. We will be right back with the game number 2. Till then, stay with us, stay safe, goodbye.